Hi, YouTube. To all the mothers on my channel here, or even if you're not subbed and you come and say hello or whatever, happy Mother's Day to you. And there's some moms that are like have lost their children, and my heart goes out to you. And we're still celebrating your day, and my condolences in that respect. I miscarried, so well, actually, the baby was murdered, but I couldn't prove it at that time in my life. But so anyway, yes, it's not super emotional day for me. Um, it's happy enough, it's okay. Uh, um, my youngest son tried to call me for a couple days, but I'm not talking on the phone anymore to people that will hang up on me while I'm still talking. I didn't even want to call him, but he tried to call me a couple times last week, I think it was, and um, so I called him back, and then he didn't answer the first time. So I tried one more time. He picked up, and then evidently I'd found somebody better to talk to. So hung up on me while I was talking. I'm like, something click, and I'm like, oh, okay. Not even hearing what it's one of them people that you can talk to them, but they're not really listening to hear what you have to say. They're listening to respond, you know. So it's like, yeah, enough of that, So yeah. The happy things in my life, well, I'll have to find homes for them if I can pet them. But them two of them outdoor kitties, one I call Puma, the black one, and her sister Heart Baby, each had kitties um, within the last couple days, within hours of each other. So, and I think the daddy is Yeti, that white one out there. So, I heard their little voices in the kitty house. There's oh, it's sort of like an old dresser, and I put a ramp up to it. It was my chicken coop nest, but and it has a perch on top and a little hole with a covering they can go in. Well, underneath that there's carpeting with a rubber mat. And I heard the kitties underneath there, a couple of them anyway. So that'll be fun to see who they are, you know. But yeah. So yeah, all of a sudden, just within a couple days, I have these little ones. They're not very big kitties, about a year old themselves, and they're like that big around. Now today they're skinny again. So I took them out a couple pounds of cheese, and I have outdoor kitty food that's made for outdoor cats, so they have more energy. It has a higher protein and a higher fat content in it, so they have more calories to burn. So yeah, they're happy babies today. And it's sort of rainy out, so sometimes I'll put their food on the porch. Um, but I took it out today because I didn't want them coming out in the rain and then going back and laying next to their babies if they were wet. So the babies won't get cold. So it's probably about maybe 50 degrees or so. It's not super warm or super cold, but if you get wet, and especially a mommy that just had babies, people say, well, animals are tough, and if they get hurt, they're tough. Well, hurt is hurt, no matter how tough you are. Speaking of that, after having operations, a stroke, broken toes, then broken shoulder and arm from catching Doug. And did I say my stroke and everything within the last, say, 15 years or so. I always kept pretty healthy and exercised, but I used to exercise every day for decades with no sugar in my life and that type of thing. I'm getting back to, I'm on my 58th day of exercising and not one break every single day. So 2 more days, I'll be at 2 months of solid exercising, like 100 squats a day, the three and plus, like sit ups and whatever I incorporate with that through my day. Um, and before that, it was 100 push ups for 30 days. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty strong, pretty good, not bad. But a lot of people want me to live stream, and I'm thinking about it coming up. Here's my issues. Yes, I do want to, and I will. I'm sure I will. But before I can take time to do that, I need to clean my house really good. Once a week here in the country, I have to sweep. If I don't, you can't live in it. It's just, and with the cat hair too. So I got to sweep my floors, but that's not getting done today. The only thing I'm doing today is this, and then I'm going to just enjoy my day. Just kick back and say, I don't even care. I'm not even thinking about supper. I don't care. It's just, it's my day. so, but, so back to the live streaming thing, yes. And then, it's springtime and I have a lot of plants to take care of out in the yard and a lot of gardens to clean up, and it's this time of year. And if I take time to put my energies into anything else besides what I need to get done, I mean, even if I make a 30-minute video, it's not a commitment to answering questions and being live and thinking on the fly, which is okay. That's okay. It's just that it's a little more um, energy consuming, and I'm not going to put that towards anything right now, but I will in the future, say like 2, 3 weeks out, maybe a month. Um, I need to rearrange my room and get it set up so I can use the equipment that I do have with the lighting, so it's done the right way. Otherwise, it's just going to make me look like a flippin' fool. And that doesn't sit right with me. So I just have things to do and then I'll consider that. And that's still not a definite, but I want to and I might and I probably will. I'll just put it like that. I probably will. And it probably won't be too long. And I'm sure it will be fun. And I'm sure that, I'm not going to have people bothering me. And even if they wrote something like entirely nasty to me, it'd be like, well, I wouldn't really even care. It'd be like, yeah, well, you can stick around or you can go. I don't care. But if you were in my house, I'd smash your ass. So anyway, just talking. That's me. And I don't hurt people. I really don't, but I'd want to. But I'll tell you what, I have been hurt so much that I really will fight back. And, that is why I took judo. And then my kids took taekwondo. I studied Aikido, or some people call Hapkido or Aikido, but it's Aikido. And with the H is silent. And Kung Fu. So, ooh. This kung fu master, and this is no kidding, this kid had grown up with the martial arts. I grew up boxing, pumping weights. Um, uh, oh, what am I trying to say? uh, oh, I was gonna. Every time I think of sword play, I think of jousting, but that's entirely different. You know what I'm talking about, anyway. And so like them type of things, even combat with knives and whips and just stuff. you know. So wrestling, I think I might have said that. So uh God, every time I'm on here and I think about sword play, it's not playing, but every time I think of it, I can't think of it right now. And then I get off here and I'll think of it. Maybe I'll think of it in a minute here. And you know what I mean. On guard, you know. So, but yeah, so okay, I'll tell you about this one guy I thought was a friend of mine. Well, he does this really fancy. Well, I can do it now. You jump up in the air and you have your arms up like this, and then you twist like that with your leg out in the air, and you spin your leg into your opponent, and hopefully it's like an aerial sweep, or you can do it on a sweep on the ground too. So this dude does the aerial sweep at me with his kung fu, and I get up there with my judo and just grab his arm and I slammed his ass on the ground using his own body weight because judo really is the basis. I've studied a little bit of karate too, and it's the some of the strikes are real similar, or some of the holds or the moves. Um, Now with incorporation of taekwondo, that's a whole nother animal right there, like skipping in and back. And but I always patterned my judo with Bruce Lee. I always wanted to spar with him just out of the fun of it. Pretty sure he would have kicked my ass, but that would have been something. In my youth, I'm not so sure. Maybe, maybe not. Really seriously. But even now, being older, as practiced as I am, um, it's like not even a second thought. It's part of me. It's like that's just like I had people attack me and use their weight and just guide them onto the ground. That type of thing. Or they're coming at me and I just grab them and flip their leg, or different things that I've had happen to me, or somebody grab me from behind and I take my hands like that, and you can do all kinds of things from that angle, even if somebody has you, or I can literally do a lower donkey kick on their shin and break it if they try and grab me, all kinds of things. But anyway, so this kid, and keep in mind now, I thought we were friends. He actually kind of liked me, but I didn't like him in that way. And that spurred on a lot more hatred. I literally had to move. I was in a group home because I would not stay with my parents. I kept running away until I was able to get emancipated by the state. And so I'm on my way to school. And this kid went to a different school, but I had to walk past his house in order to get to my school. And he was trying to kill me, literally trying to kill me. I had to like watch my back. And he would have if he would have got a chance after I dumped his ass on the ground. We were both like 15 years old. It's like, so he didn't have any control over his martial arts at that time. So, but yeah, I moved. Kid wanted me dead. Took me a while, and I did find a longer route to the school, but yeah, it wasn't very cool. So that was a good year for me. I started doing yoga. We had a yoga instructor come right into our group home, and it was so good for me because after being in gymnastics, and I did like the uneven bars and different things pretty well, and like the rings and whatever. And but being athletic, but it was that year right before that I had done. I was drinking. We were moving, and my friends got like some brandy and beer and whiskey and all kinds of stuff, and I really didn't think I drank that much, but it was pretty bad. And well, anyway, I did what they call a round off, and it's like a cartwheel that you, some of you might know. It's a half a cartwheel that you plant and stick, if you know what I'm saying. Well, anyway, so I went to do that, and I pulled all my stomach muscles and all my ligaments in my stomach, and I had to wear a brace around my rib cage for 6 months. I could not walk. That was the first time I couldn't walk. 2 years after that, I pulled my spinal cord in an accident, and I was never supposed to walk again. So I have had some things happen to me that would have devastated the average person and just stopped them. A lot of people just stop at some major injuries and say, well, I can't do this, it hurts or whatever. But I pushed myself, after I healed. But yeah, but that's one of the reasons too that I kept leaving where I lived, because I was getting injured at home, and it wasn't funny. you know it wasn't just emotional, it was everything. The weirdest things. It's so hard to describe, but some of you might know what I'm saying. You might have had a parent that not only pushed you to your limits, but they weren't kind of all quite there while they were doing it, you know. So yeah, I wonder. Maybe it was about this time of year what really brought all this to my mind today. I don't know for sure. I'm not sure. Might have been about this time of year. Seems to be. Yeah, I've been in foster homes. I was adopted first. Then they brought me back 2 weeks later after I was injured. They said I was born with a herniated umbilical cord. But from what I understand from my birth mother, that was not true. Um, so I had one name when some probably Masons took me, brought me back, and sold me to another set of Masons. So whatever they did for 2 weeks. And then the other ones got me, and they're all weird. They're all really it is. Um they're gifted and directed by the dark force of things, whether you want to call it Satan or other people that are in that dark type cabal mindset all in one like that or whatever. Um yeah, they're not nice people at all. So they can appear to be, but they're not. Oh, I don't know. I feel sorry if there's any unsuspecting people that go to get in these lodges and affiliations and things like that. Um, I don't even have a word of warning for you at this point on this planet. The way people know who they are and what they do, and how they all encompass a community and run all the businesses, and even make it difficult for somebody to hold a job and work within the community. I mean, whether it be that I was um, talking at a parent teacher meeting, or part of the like talking to the school board, or whatever it was, they always made my life difficult because they knew that I had God in my heart. And it's like you have a target on your back, you know, no matter what. That's the way they are. If you're lucky enough not to be subjected to that type of stuff, that's good. I am glad. And if you're not that lucky, my heart goes out to you, you know. Sometimes all it takes is one miserable creature in our lives to make our lives more difficult, you know. I think too that's where I got on even feeling aggressive on a day where I should be so happy because um you know people whatever they bring out on in me is how I react. And um it's just the past few, like say 3 solid years, I just made up my mind where I don't care. I really don't care. I have to look at even my own sons like, you're just somebody on this planet. I might have carried you, I might have put you here. And see, that's part of it too. It's like even when I was carrying my youngest son and I didn't tell anybody I was even pregnant for the first 4 months because the baby would have been in danger. Um, but even being pregnant with him and pushing his brother in a stroller down a dirt road to get in town because their father was out playing and he didn't come home for 6 weeks. I was running out of food. I didn't have a choice and I was scared to death and it hurt. And I was in this house. I was renting this house that wasn't grounded properly. So every time I went to do my dishes, or even for fear of giving my oldest son a bath, if he would have touched the metal on the tub when I was bathing him, you know, and he was only a few years old then, it's like, I mean, the things I've been through, that's just one. That wasn't as bad as living on the mountain and being dumped there by their dad, and trying to make it off there. And I did find a job with the grace of God and some angels that He sent into my life. But I didn't even have a tent. All I had was like blankets and some other things. And I'm not whining. Don't get me wrong. It's just if my son's watching this, this is why I'm not talking to you on the phone because no punk ass bitch hangs up on me. You go do whatever you got to do. Call somebody else mom. Yeah, whatever. Just go do that because I don't want to be your mom. You're a creep. Hang up on me, punk. You know. So anyway, sorry to anybody. Just talking like I always do. So I just, you know, it's the way it is. You know. Yeah. If he had a reason to treat me like shit, I'd say, well, you know, I could understand that. You know, I really could, but not this mother. You know. I did teach my children right. And I was thinking the other day, um, if any of you know who Paul Harvey is, he was oh, I would call him a literary commentator. He wrote books and um, he would tell stories and stuff and analyze people's works and bring the best stories to life for people. And at the end of the his commentary, he would say, and now you know the rest of the story. And I had this book of Paul Harvey quotes, and I would read them to my kids. They were usually really uplifting stories before they went to school, you know? So things like that. I mean, things that a lot of parents say they do things like arts and crafts or, you know, science with their children or teaching them how to fish or whatever, you know, but proof is in what I actually did do, even teaching them to throw a football, you know. It's like, no, I didn't want to. I wish somebody else had, but I did. you know, I guess my youngest son played football when he went to live with his dad, and they had some footage of that. But I've never been honored enough to see that footage. There's a lot of things like that that's a little bit killer. And that's the intention, too, is to kill her. That's entirely what's going on this planet right now. It's not the elimination of mankind, it's man eliminating womankind. So just consider it. You all might have your own opinions on that, but I know what Satan wants. If he can't have what he wants, and that's for the mother woman spirit to bow to his filthy ass, then he wants her dead. It's just one of the two. No in between, because he has plenty of men following him. I mean, men, and I mean, some of you have been cheated on and whatever, and your wives may stray and with their minds or whatever they do, and I do feel you, and I do understand that the man, though, is supposed to be the leader, and we do know that men have a harder time controlling their sexuality, and nowadays it's misplaced in many ways and deviated from the norm, from what we really know is a loving, healthy relationship. So I'm just saying it, you know. Who's more like a lamb? Come on, let's really, really get real in all the reality of this flesh. A man is more like a lion, and the woman is more lamb like, unless it comes to her children. But that goes without saying. I think men are like that too. So, but if when we carry Christ's spirit, we are going to be attacked even by people that we love. Even if people love us and don't love us the right way, all we can do is either accept it in our lives or keep it at a distance. That's, the boundaries things with toxic people. I'm not going to feel guilty on that. I had, you might know, my birth mother and I had a falling out because she didn't want my sisters and brother to come up here. They were all going to come up here and spend part of a summer with me with the motorhome, and we'd hang out and stuff. And we all do get along really well. Well, my oldest one and I have a issue, but that's her problem. So, but whatever. But I was told that, and keep in mind, I have chronic allergies and diseases that I really cannot always stand for even like 4 hours at a time. I really cannot do it. You know, I mean, I'm quick, I'm strong, I'm getting stronger, but I've been broken and hurt. And this thing tells me that I'm not even supposed to talk to her unless I buy her candies and flowers and apologize. And I just flat in front of my son, she said this. I said, "That's never going to happen, you old bat." You know, so she started an argument with me on purpose in private in Messenger, and then went and told my siblings something that wasn't true, things about me, just to make it so they wouldn't want to come up here. And I asked my little sister, I go, "Why aren't y'all coming up like you were?" And, "Well, mom's not, and this and that. And she's like, I'm really not sure why. It's like, you don't even know why and you're not doing it. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Cool. So she won out on that one. But like my sisters know too, and my brother love me. Um, we'll get together. It'll probably be when she's gone, but we'll see each other again. You know. So yeah, I have a older. Well, I have a lot of siblings that are all half siblings from my father's side. That stems from the McDonald's family. I have two older sisters and two older brothers, and let's see, um, yeah, and me. There's five in each family, and on my mom's side, there's my older sister, then I, and three. Oh, let me see. No, wait. Well, there's four girls and a boy. There's my older sister, me, um, the second older sister, and the two youngest ones. So a boy and a girl. So yeah. So I have nine siblings. Or see. Yeah, yeah, and then an adopted one. So if I count him, I have 10. But I don't know the ones from my father's side. We've talked a couple times, and um, they weren't very accepting of me because my dad cheated on his wife when his oldest daughter was made, and they never even, her name's Michelle. So when Michelle was made, and then when he had another, more kids in that marriage, the oldest one came into the picture, and especially like I have a sister named Deborah, Debbie, was really hurt